So,
But one of the reporters slipped it out.
Oh,
Yes, she did.
oh,
Luckily-
okay, George is ruining my moment.
Luckily, at my age, I forgot it already.
George and Mike are the sixth.
That's right. So basically the basis on how we were able to acquire his name with such certainty as this. And it was stuff that the public wasn't aware of. But in all the documentation that we have researched, and believe me folks, there is volumes of information and research on this gentleman from literally the early 1900s until today. So this, we can give it to you with 99% certainty because for decades we have known that he is one of two people. We just had to discount the one person. Mr. Almond, who prepared this gentleman, and the reason he's still here today, till the day he died, referred to this gentleman by this name. So that was a pretty good foundation to go by. I shouldered a lot of the responsibility for taking that step and doing that further research to really narrow it down, but it really became easy. The one gentleman that there was a confusion, I won't get into a lot of detail about it, but the reason for the confusion is at one time there were two mummies that we know of in Almond's possession. Mr. Willie and the gentleman's name of Michael Pahowski, however you want to say it, however you want to pronounce it, however you want to spell it. So Mr. Pahowski is identified as a gentleman who did indeed commit suicide in the Berks County Prison. So both died in Berks County Prison, both were unclaimed. Pahowski never had family step forward. Two bar patrons at the bar that he was arrested at for stabbing a local patron stepped forward and positively identified him as a very well-known barfly at this bar on Cotton Street, the south side of Reading. I personally visited Mr. Pahowski's grave. The dates line up. I looked at the cemetery records, the dates line up on that. When it came to Willie, everything Willie told his cellmate is true. There wasn't a thing he told him that was untrue with the exception of his name. He was Irish descent from a fluent family in Ireland. So everything he said outside of a pseudo fictitious name was indeed correct. So we've had a lot of questions as to how we came upon this and do we know it for sure? I would say with 99% certainty, and that 1% is a family member walking forward and saying, this is my great uncle, James. So we're fairly certain, I shouldn't say fairly certain, we're very certain, or we wouldn't have put it on his stone. So it's a little bit of the background. If you want more detail on that, please see me or somebody on our staff to certainly help you out with that. At this time, I do want to introduce Michael Harkar and Rochelle Hess. They are going to do the name reveal. Mike and Rochelle are our most tenured employees here at Almonds, representing 75 years total of service to our location. Mike is our crematory operator. He's been there 40 years. Rochelle is coming up on 35 as a funeral director. So who better to do this name reveal, right?
Yes.
So what I'm going to have you folks do is I'm going to have you kind of group out here. The stone is currently here. We're going to reveal on the stone. We'll do the reveal over by the stone. So I'm going to have you all kind of work your way up here around the stone. Our pleasure to participate. Although I got a shout out from Mr. Miser, I would like to thank our team, our entire team, because this was certainly a team effort in bringing this forward and giving Willie the respectful day he so rightfully deserves. So thank you, Almond team, for everything it is you have done. It certainly was a intensive effort. So on that, having said that, I'd like to reintroduce to you Rochelle Hess and Michael Harkar.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just have a few sentences I would like to say. On behalf of myself and the Almond Funeral Home family, it has been a privilege to care and continue to share in the many stories of Stoneman Willie's history. It is a bittersweet day to lay to rest our long guest of the funeral home. I hope he will continue to have many visitors in his new home here at Forest Hills Memorial Park. May you rest in peace, Stoneman Willie.
I just want to take this time to thank Rochelle for sharing them thoughts. As we conclude our week long celebration of our dear, trusted friend, our guest at Theo C. Allman Funeral Home Incorporated since 1895. We are honored to provide him back his mortal name, which he lost so many years ago. Although we will always affectionately refer to him as Stoneman Willie, in the years to come, the immortal Stoneman name doesn't recognize the true identity of a life lived. We are honored and proud to call him our treasured guest for well over a century and a quarter. But today, recognizing the importance of bestowing the respect and reverence our dear friend so rightfully deserves, we are proud to announce that on this hallowed ground will lie the immortal soul of Stoneman Willie, otherwise known as Mr. James Murphy.
Please, Murphy.
I was
Rest
right.
in peace, James.